Welcome to Samu't Sari, Conversations with Mimi, a weekly podcast by Dado Social, also a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. Samu't Sari is where we can show that ordinary people do extraordinary things. Tune in to be entertained and to learn something new with your host, Mimi Guerrilla.
Hello and welcome to Samu't Sari Conversations with Mimi, a podcast featuring hot topics and other topics of interest for women and men alike. This is your host, Mimi Guerrilla, welcoming you to the show today. And as usual and as always, here at Samu't Sari, we feature guests who share their passion and commitment to their profession, to their talents, or to share their skills. And we share stories to inspire you, stories from ordinary people who make extraordinary. And again, today, I'm very delighted to have reconnected with our guest, and marami akong na-discover tungkol sa kanya, and we will get to know her a bit more, and she will explain what she's doing right now, and hopefully, she will be able to inspire you to do something similar if you want to be in the same field as she is, or maybe to come up with your own strategy based on what she's gonna share with us. So season 2 is all about people who work online, people who have online businesses, or a portion or a component of their business as being online, or maybe they have transitioned into online because of the pandemic. We also feature guests who obviously have special skills, and today the person that we are going to interview has that. So I'm going to formally introduce her first. We have for today Miss Kitty or Christine Dado. Christine or Kitty is a mother of 3 amazing kids. I will ask her why her kids are amazing. Baka may mga special powers ang kids niya. She is also a registered nurse. Okay? And aside from that, she is also a certified doTERRA essential oil specialist. So she considers herself a mom entrepreneur. She's originally from Cebu, Bohol, Philippines. And right now, she is here in Australia. At tatanungin din natin siya kung anong ginagawa niya dito sa Australia. But I know that before going to Australia and moving here with her family, she also went to New Zealand. And I believe that's where she practiced her profession as a nurse. But we will get to know more about her. But for now, I'd like to say hello, Kitty. Welcome to Samu't Sari Conversations with Mimi podcast. Batiin mo naman ang ating mga
Hello! Viewers. Ayan. Hello, everyone. Kamusta po kayong lahat? And I would like to thank Mimi for inviting me in her podcast. Actually, it's a great opportunity for me to be interviewed. And and I'm so happy to be here. And hopefully, a part of my story or maybe my story would inspire you. So, thank you, Mimi.
No worries. Ako nga ang dapat magpasalamat, Kitty, because I know that a lot of people that I interview, including you, are very busy people. So, for you to devote a little bit of your time to me is such a privilege and such a wonderful feeling na kahit papano ay you're helping me with the public service that I provide through this show. You're helping me educate others about what you do. Sabi ko nga, to inspire them and make them think about other ways to parang fulfill yung mga something missing in their life, maybe. Yeah. Or baka naman, wala silang idea. Tapos, based on your experience, magkaka-idea sila na, if Kitty can do it, baka pwede din sa kanya.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Sorry meron akong, parang may bumara dito sa chair ko. So I have to adjust myself. Okay, Kitty, umpisahan natin ang kwentuhan natin. So, originally, you are from Bohol. Bakit Bohol/Cebu? Hybrid ka ba? Ano ka ba talaga? From Bohol or from
mixed breed.
Mixed breed?
Mixed breed ako. So, I was born in Bohol because my mom is from Bohol, but I grew up in Cebu. Pero ika nga, di ba, yung mga taga Bohol, every fiesta umuwi, ganun din kami. So every May, umuwi kami. That's why I consider myself a Boholana and a Cebuana.
Yeah.
So, yun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ako naman, one half Cebuana ako. The other half of me is Batangueña/Lagunense. So,
ayun.
May
mga ganun.
Bisaya rin ako. But I didn't learn Bisaya from my father. Unfortunately, when I grew up, from Laguna na talaga kami nakatira. So, I only hear him and my mom speak in Bisaya. Kasi nga, my mom, when she was little, umano sila eh, they grew up in Malaybalay. So, that's where she learned how to speak
yes.
Bisaya. But, yung family talaga nila, yung lola ko Batanggenyo, Lagunense yung lolo ko. So, they just traveled when they were young because my lolo is connected to the military at that time. Anyway, when you were young, did you really want to become a nurse?
Yeah. So actually, when no, not straight up. Actually, when I was little, when I was in kinder, I wanted to be a doctor. But because my aunties and my cousins were nurses, and then I actually got inspired. And then at that time, of course, we cannot afford, my parents cannot afford to send me through medical school, and because they're both teachers, and we know naman, teachers in the Philippines, hindi gaano kalaki yung sweldo. But still, because I wanted to work in the hospital, that's my thing. But then when I saw my auntie, my mom's only sister, she's a nurse, and then I really appreciate what she's doing. So parang doon nag-shift yung ko na I wanted to be a nurse, and yeah, since then parang it's actually my being a nurse is actually, I call it a vocation, not just a an occupation. So it's my vocation.
Nice. Alam mo, your story is parang nakatadhana na maging nurse ka. I think it's destined because your family members are your relatives are in nurses,
family of nurses.
Ako naman, my husband's brother's wife's side are family of nurses. So sa pamilya ko, kasi dalawa lang kami magkapatid, and even my cousins, wala kaming nagme-medical field, not even nursing or doctor, things like that. Iba-iba ang larangan nila. So for me to have a daughter who has been a nurse for a year and a half now, or 2 years, for me, that's kind of like a new kind of legacy, no? Na parang gusto ko rin siya maging doktor, but sabi niya, Mom, that's too much for me. So, compromise agreement namin. Nag-nurse.
I think it's ganun talaga. Kasi I know my mom wanted to be a nurse, but because there are 9 siblings, and then she's parang second siya from the eldest. So, she has to take care of her siblings. So, teacher ang mom ko. So, we're a family of teacher and nurses actually. And then parang, ko na rin na, parang siguro it's a way of, kasi yun yung dream ng mom ko, which hindi niya nakuha. So, in a way, it's making my mom's dream come true, siguro.
Siguro, ang masasabi natin, the Filipinos talaga, especially yung mga katulad nyo na family of medical practitioners, nurses in particular, ang resource, ang pinaka-wealth ng Philippines, because we send a lot of Filipinos
nurses,
all over the world. So, kahit
major export ng Philippines.
So, in your case naman, did you specialize in the field of nursing, or are you doing general nursing? Ano ba yung naging pathway mo para maging expert ka pa dyan sa field of nursing? Kasi I want to relate that to your decision to move to New Zealand. So, did you have to study something special in order to go to New Zealand, or was that just parang wala lang, I just want to go abroad?
No, actually it's ito yung nangyari. So when I finished nursing, that was 1995. Malaman nila ko ilang years na ako nagpa-practice. That was the time that yung H-1A visa for nurses in the States na stop siya. So it was on hold. There was a recession or something. So when I applied for the US, I did CGFNS and then IELTS and stuff. So since nag-close yung US for Filipino nurses, parang yung chances ko. So what I did, I actually became a medical representative. So nag-medrep ako for 8 years.
Wow.
So I only worked for maybe a year and a half as a nurse in the hospital. And then at that time, kasi ang liit na sweldo ng nurses, imagine when I started working, it was only 3,000 pesos a month. And then, sweldo nun is per, di ba, quincena, 15 and 30. And my first job, I was in Bohol. My first job was in Bohol in a private hospital. So every time I get my pay, uuwi ako sa Cebu. Pag uwi ko, pagbalik ko sa Bohol, hingi ako ng pamasahe sa mom ko.
Kulang na
so,
kulang pa.
Yes, yes. Sabi ko nga, Diyos ko, single ako. I can't even afford, my salary is not enough. So, my best friend, who applied as a medical rep at that time, offered it to me. Do you want to try this? Kasi ang dami yung batch namin, ang daming nag-call center, nag-cruise ship, nag-medical rep. So, I said, yeah, why not? And then, 8 years ako as med rep. Pero in saying that, as medical rep, I was still also doing a bit of my nursing job because the products that I was promoting at that time was multivitamins and also prenatal vitamins. So I go to like free clinics and then immunization, something like that, and even go to social hygiene clinics that's for yung check-up sa mga women, etong mga sex workers, commercial sex workers. So I do teaching as well about hygiene and about women's health. So in a way, yung role ko as a medical rep, I was also doing part of my skills as a nurse. And then here comes at that time kasi when I got married, we were hoping to start a family but hindi po nangyari. Hindi kami nagka-baby sa Philippines. And then at that time kasi we're both medical reps, we were traveling, so we don't have much time to spend together. And and then we decided to migrate to New Zealand kasi we thought, so if we cannot have kids, maybe we'll just have to travel, all over the globe. So our first stop was New Zealand because my uncle is in New Zealand. He's been inviting me for matagal na you should try New Zealand. So yun yung namin na we have to try New Zealand, and then from there we'll hop from one country to another. Kasi
So that
we were
was your
not thinking.
dream. That's your dream
Yes.
with Ogie. So, ibig sabihin, you got married, went to New Zealand as a couple, doon na kayo nagka-family talaga.
Yes.
So, all your kids were born in New Zealand.
Yes, they are more made and born in New Zealand. They're all Kiwis.
That's right. So,
Kiwi
three
babies.
amazing kids. Ano ba ang configuration ng family nyo? Boy, girl, boy, 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 girl, boy, girl.
It's boy, girl, boy. So my eldest son, Aaron, so 'di ba ang tagal namin naghintay. So finally when I got pregnant and we were so excited and parang happy na kami doon, and we didn't even think na magkakaroon pa kami ng second and third.
Yeah.
So and then he was parang alam mo yung feeling ko nga nako menopausal baby siguro to kasi he learned to read at the age of 4, but that was also because my mom and dad were there so helping us out when I had my kids. So it really helped as well na may family support ako in New Zealand. And then so I find my son really his kaya sabi ko amazing yung mga kids ko kasi he learned to read at the age of 4, and then he's doing well in school. Minsan nagugulat ako yung mga sinasabi nila like parang hindi to for his age or something, but he's doing well in school. And then my second daughter, my only daughter, Summer, she's my sunshine. Kaya nga we name her Summer. It really fits her
she's
name.
your ray of sunshine.
Yes, she is, and she's so bubbly, and she's my mini me actually. And and then she's got everything, and she's onto arts naman. She's so artistic. She's got this talent. Although medyo shy siya, hindi siya kagaya ng nanay niya na medyo out there. But I'm sure she would still have to develop her skills and stuff. But yung youngest ko naman, we call him Zach the Wonder Boy because at the age of 10 ngayon, his ideas are really amazing. I've mentioned to you na he even made a PowerPoint presentation to us na the reason why he should have a pet, and then to have a PowerPoint para siya yes, and then he also loves to write stories. He's making videos now. So sabi ko, wow, I just couldn't imagine my kids they've got these different talents, and I was like thinking when I was at that age, di naman ganun ka parang sabi ko we just go to school and stuff, but I think it's because of the background as well, like growing up in New Zealand, and the teachers really try to make them like kung ano yung mga points nila, kung ano yung mga magagandang nila, assets or yung mga skills nila, they try to encourage the kids to shine and to develop it. Yun.
Okay. Paint us a picture naman ng buhay niyo sa New Zealand, kasi I will link that later to why, like I said, why you're here in Australia. I'll ask you that question later on. But nung bang lumipat na kayo ni Ogie sa New Zealand, did you continue your being a med rep or nag full-on nursing ka ba at that time? And how did you manage a career while raising these 3 amazing kids in New Zealand? Paint us a picture of what life is like in that scenario.
So actually we've lived in New Zealand for 13 years. And then so first year ko sa New Zealand, of course I have to register with the nursing council so I could practice my profession. And then my first job in New Zealand was in the nursing home. At that time, I was under an agency kasi yun yung uso dati, magpapaano ka ng agency and then papasok ka nila sa rest home. And then after that, when I had my son, kasi before I had my kids, I worked 12-hour shifts and then back to back, and then I even pick up extra shifts, ganon. Kasi kami lang naman dalawa. But then when I had my kids, I decided I won't do full-time job anymore. So starting kay Aaron, I was only doing part-time. So I work in a surgical ward sa hospital. And then I also did telehealth nursing, which is what I'm doing now. So I started it in New Zealand. So it's like telehealth consult, triage and assessment. And then I've worked in different areas kasi I want to, parang hinahanap ko kung ano ba yung pinaka mag-fit sa family life balance namin. That's my priority, yes. Because as you know, in New Zealand, subsidize yung childcare but only to a certain like 20 hours per week ang subsidy. So we have to work out our schedule. So ganun. I had 3 kids. Parang naalala ko nga, I had 3 under 5s and then I have to work in the hospital. I actually cut down my hours. So I work in endoscopy unit kasi doon I could work from 12 to 4 or 12 to 5. So I really have to manage my time to be able to spend time with my kids. And at that time, I could remember I was still breastfeeding. I have to, to juggle. I have to pick up my kids and then drop them off. Meron kaming Filipino na si Ate Medi na doon namin iniiwan yung mga bata while we have to finish work and then come back and pick them up. So ganon, it's a struggle actually. It's a struggle. Blessing sa amin nung nandun yung parents ko, but they can't stay long because they're not permanent residents.
That's right.
Yeah, so they only stayed. They only stay there when usually after I give birth, and then they help me out, and that's even a blessing. But after that, yun na yung mahirap. Share ko lang din, I actually had postpartum depression after my 3rd baby. And that was the time na ang daming earthquakes sa New Zealand. That was after Christchurch earthquake. We have a lot of aftershocks in Wellington. And siguro at that time, because I lacked sleep and then I've got 3 kids, I want to do everything, There was a point in my life, in those days na I had postpartum depression. I have to take medications and dati I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to share about it, but realizing now that the more I talk about it, I'm helping others as well. So but it was now looking back, sabi ko nga sa husband ko, nakayanan natin yun. We've gone through all of this ups and downs in our married life and also with our family life, and that's why when we moved here to Australia, sabi ko kaya din natin to. Makayanan natin to kasi even na-surpass namin yung mga pinagdaanan namin dati.
Yeah, that's right. You become a stronger couple and a stronger family. Sa dami ng experiences in New Zealand, and I think one of the other benefits is that you have a very loving and supporting husband na I'm sure ang lahat ng support na pwede niyo ibigay sa'yo. Yung postpartum, very interesting that you revealed that because not a lot of women know na meron silang postpartum depression. But very quickly lang, how did you realize or how did you come to know na meron ka na palang ganong nararamdaman? Anong mga naging triggers or
Signs.
ano maganda
Yeah.
yung signs? Just
Um,
very brief.
so, yeah, sure. Actually, hindi ako yung in denial ako. It was my midwife because she was my midwife for all my kids. And then she said, you should see your GP. Pa-check ka. I think you need some. Kasi umiiyak ako. Like, there are times na iiyak lang ako for no reason. And then hindi ako makatulog. Yun talaga. Hindi ako makakatulog sa gabi. I'm just awake. Minsan just staring at, the ceiling and something. Tapos pag iiyak yung anak ko, kasi si Zach, yung youngest ko, he would cry for more than an hour. Tapos sasabayan ko na lang siya because I cannot let him stop, or minsan iiyak siya. Patutulog na lang siya sa kakaiyak, something like that. Siguro trigger din yun. But my husband also, he picked it up and he said, Kit, you have to see your doctor. Pero ang tagal kong nagpatingin sa doctor because I was in denial and thinking as a nurse, parang I didn't pick up the signs. I was just saying I was just tired or something. And then, so the people around me, my friends, my close friends actually picked it up kasi it's not the same daw. It wasn't me.
It was a different
It's not the same kitty. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was trying to move away from people. I'm usually very, out there. But then through the help of, my husband and then my close friends and my midwife, I went to see my GP and then I was prescribed some medications. And it also helped because, my faith in God, yun lang talaga. Siguro sa lahat ng ko is I only cry to God pag wala na, pag I'm so down. So prayers, yun talaga.
Pupunuan niya yung weakness mo, so you will become strong again as a person.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yung bang pinaka-lowest part na yun ng life mo, is that the thing that motivated the family to move to Australia? Something like starting
no.
Or was it a career choice na merong naghihintay sa'yo na opportunity here in Australia, which is the reason why you guys decided to move? Because you have a growing family and of course nag-aaral pa yung mga bata sa New Zealand, and to root them again and to move to a new place, a new country is a whole new start. So I want you to segue, fast forward. Ano naman ang nangyari now that you are here in Australia?
So a lot of my friends, actually yung mga kabatch ko sa New Zealand before, have moved to Australia, especially dito sa Melbourne. Parang gusto ko talaga i-try kasi I've seen them na parang when they came here, kabili sila ng bahay, and then yung mas maganda yung way of yung parang kung mas yung buhay nila. And pero si Ogie, he was he was comfortable in New Zealand. It's parang we're in our comfort zone and he doesn't want to move. Pero ako kasi I want to try it out. Parang naging blessing nun kasi every time we plan to move to Australia, hindi natutuloy. Nabuntis ako sa second child ko, and then next nabuntis na ako sa third, and then so every time I plan, hindi siya natutuloy. But one is that 2018 merong issues ng mga nurses because nurses in New Zealand are not well paid. So we had rallies, we had magulo yon, and then sabi ko sa husband ko na I think this is the right time for us to move kasi the pay is not comparing to nurses in Australia. So we decided, and then actually kasi si Ogie medyo hesitant siya, sabi niya baka mahirapan siya maghanap ng work. I told him na ikaw una mag-apply, and because he works with Specsavers, he managed to get a job in Specsavers here as well. So siya actually yung nauna. At that time when we moved, wala pa akong job kasi sabi ko naman I can easily look for a job because I'm a nurse. So what happened is nauna si Ogie ng a month, and then I took my kids home to the Philippines kasi sabi ko maghahanap pa kami na we have to settle down, and I don't want my kids to be parang hindi pa kami settled. So inuwi ko yung mga kids ko, planning to leave them in the Philippines with my parents for a year para makasettle kami. But God is so good. While in the Philippines, I got a call. I was interviewed one of the major hospitals here in interview, and then I was offered a job straight away, and then so sabi ko I'll have to move to Melbourne na, and then it was all like parang grabe si Lord pag binigay niya sa'yo yung itodo-todo na niyan, and then when I came here, my friends were here, my best friend was here, she helped me out, we found a house, And then, yun. And then, so actually, instead of a year, nakuha ko yung mga kids after 3 months.
Okay, very good.
Kasi I was missing them already, and I don't want to be that, long distance relationship with the
Oo
kids,
naman.
and they also want to start here na. Because their friends actually from New Zealand are already here na rin, like yung anak ng mga friends ko.
Very good. So it's not as though
it was really
zero. It's not as though zero sila.
Both.
That we know.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yes. So that was good. And
yeah, tuloy.
yeah. So I was just saying, gusto ko lang sabihin, Mina, yung kasi parang sa journey kasi ng life namin, there are times na I have plans, pero pag hindi pa talaga, parang hindi pa tama, or yung parang kung hindi pa plan ni Lord na para sa'yo yon, yung may tamang panahon. So sabi ko nga, I just like ngayon, pag may mga bala, may mga plans kami, tapos hindi natutuloy, God has other plans for us.
That's right.
So, parang,
that's right. Parang hindi talaga natin alam kung ano yon, pero hindi tayo dapat mag-worry too much because dadali niya tayo lagi
there's a better.
Yes.
There's a better plan.
Interesting lang ako kasi sinasabi mo nga, mom entrepreneurs ka na. At nag-specialize ka ngayon sa essential oils. What made you decide that for your business, essential oils ang gusto mong product, number 1. And number 2, paano mo nako-combine ang pagiging entrepreneur mo sa pagiging nurse mo at the moment? So, ayan, another new adventure na naman yan for you. So, tell us what made you decide for essential oils and how do you manage your time and your careers to do both?
So that's very actually I didn't plan it because I've said when I came to Melbourne, I worked in a big hospital here in Melbourne, but then we were struggling with regards to picking up the kids, so may problem din sa schedule, and then medyo na-stress din ako sa travel because I don't drive sa city, I do public transport. So medyo that was really stressful for me. So actually, sabi ko, I have to decide kasi my priority is my family. So I really want something na would work out. Family life balance pa rin yung priority namin. So I decided to look for a job, and actually I managed to get hold of my friends whom I worked with before because I work as a telehealth nurse in New Zealand. And then so nag-apply ako, and the good thing is they have telehealth nurses who works from home. So currently, I'm working from home as a triage nurse, a telehealth nurse. So, and then sa ngayon ginagawa ko, I work evenings and night shifts so that I could be with the kids. Ako po yung school bus ng mga anak ko. I pick them up, and if I've got more time in the morning, I could do other stuff at home. So dun ko nagagawa yung mga ko, and then I work in the evening at night. With regards to the essential oils, being an essential oil specialist, this is due to the pandemic. Last year, I went through I had some health issues na, kasi working from home na lang ako, siguro part na rin siya na parang nade-depress ka. Imagine how many months tayong naka-lockdown. Pero at that time, sunod-sunod mga health issues. And then my friend shared to me, she's from the Philippines, and then she said, why don't you try this? And then, sabi ko, why not? Kasi ang nangyari doon, yung mga tinitake ko na medication isn't working anymore. And then, when I asked my doctor, what's the treatment plan? Sabi niya, no, we'll just wait and see. If something happens, pag nag-infection or something, you'll have to go to ED or surgery. Something like that. So, parang sabi ko, wait and see. That's not really as reassuring. Yeah. So I tried the essential oils, and na-in love talaga ako kasi it really helped with mental health namin, and also it supported our mga issues. My daughter has been she's asthmatic. She's had previous surgeries, several surgeries at the age of 2. So she's got a lot of health issues as well. And then the pandemic was really parang nakakatakot pumunta sa hospital. And then and my husband was also hypertensive. So parang nag-battle up lahat. Sabi ko, we're here in the house, takot tayong lumabas. And then pag lumabas tayo, that's the reason why also na parang blessing in disguise na I was working at home, kasi I couldn't imagine myself working in the hospital, coming home, bringing all this mga kung anong sakit-sakit to my kids. So we've used the essential oils as part of our family's health and wellness so we use it every day. And I just want to share kasi I'm really passionate about sharing the essential oils because my daughter for a year she hasn't used her inhaler na.
Wow.
Nag-expire na nga yung inhaler niya because she's been using the essential oils every night. And then even my son, they know na what to use for like may mga sugat-sugat sila or like mga pains and stuff. So the essential oils really help us, and that's why I decided to take a course on essential oils.
Okay.
Being an essential oil specialist. And doon ako na amazed kasi there are lots of research and then there are lots of studies about it. There are scientific explanations on how to use the oils, and so yun. So sort of nag-coincide siya lahat.
Yeah, nag-fit
so,
talaga siya. Again,
yun,
that might be another plan for you. Yeah,
yes.
That's a blessing. I was about to say,
True.
meron kang pinadala sa akin ng information about essential oils, and meron ako mga questions about that. So, some of the essential oils, sabi dito sa pinadala mo sa akin, it's topical. And some of them are for diffuser. O, gagamitin mo yung parang steam. So, bakit ganon? Bakit yung ibang oil, pinapahid lang, yung ibang oil, pwede siyang i-diffuse?
Okay. So, most of the oils, so kasi with the diffuser, when you use the diffuser, especially pag marami kayo sa bahay, so marami ang nakaka-benefit, no? And then like also with the use of the diffuser, it will purify the air. And then aside from that, sense of smell kasi, diba, once the aroma goes into your nose, it will signal the limbic system in your brain. Tapos it will already spread to your whole body, to your whole system. Now, yung topical naman, this is the good thing with topical, di ba, if you can remember, yung mga sa una-una pa, mga lolo, siguro mga natin, di ba, hilot, ganyan. The good thing with topical is they, is straight to dun sa mga affected areas, especially mga pain, or if you have mga skin irritations, like I could remember eczema, ganyan. So, it's really easy to apply and then easily absorb siya to your skin or to the desired areas.
Okay. So, Katie, ano ba ang magic ng essential oil at siya ay parang alternative or possible alternative sa mga medication? What is it in it that makes it special, liquid?
Yeah, so the thing is actually this hindi na siya bago, no? If you try to look into history, even mga ancient times, mga Romans, Hippocrates, he's a doctor of medicine, he even used oregano in his practice before. And then if you can remember mga Egyptians, they used frankincense and myrrh, diba, to preserve mga bodies and stuff. So it's not actually a new parang hindi siya trend lang na ngayon lang. So it's been through time and time again, it's been proven. Kaso lang, what happens is modern technology or modern medicine tried to they are doing a lot of synthetic now these days. That's why we have a lot of synthetic medicine. So ang sa akin, there's actually no magic. They come from plants, and then plants has this natural healing properties, no? And you could even look it up. There's also a science behind it. And the good thing is nowadays, like especially sa US, they are incorporating Western medicine and the use of, this is like adjunct therapy nila in combination with the use of essential oils. Mm-hmm. And also, yun na-realize ko while doing the course is that we have to reduce toxic load in our body kasi ang dami na nating tinitake na mga synthetic products, mga. And even with the products, hindi lang sa medicines actually, Mimi, even the products that we're using in our homes, yan yung na-realize namin last year sa COVID, parang nagpanic na lahat i-sanitize, lahat maglagay ka ng bleach and everything. But nakakasakit sa ulo, nakaka-migraine kasi yung chemicals na ginagamit. Mm-hmm. So when we shifted to the use of essential oils, wala kasi siyang side effects because they are from the plants. And usually because they are volatile, so once they evaporate, and then so walang mga matitirang sa body natin. Mm-hmm. So there's actually a lot of studies about it, and also there's research that they're doing now in using different essential oils for. We're not claiming that they can that they can cure, but they would definitely support mga symptoms. And the good thing there is that wala siyang side effects. So,
Yeah. Kasi they're all natural nga. So that's the parang medical clinical side of essential oils. Now I have a question about the business side naman. What made you decide to be a doTERRA essential oil specialist when marami sigurong ibang mga companies that also offer the same type of product, which is essential oil? So just in case may mga magtatanong, what makes your particular essential oil different from the other essential oils in the market today?
Should I mention? So I'm actually I'm an essential oil specialist of doTERRA. So it's one of the biggest or one of the largest essential oils company in the world. And the reason why I joined doTERRA is because first thing, I have experienced firsthand the effectivity, and then I've seen the value of the founders of the company. So they're more into giving, sharing, giving back to the community. They have this parang tagline na we're sourcing the best and sharing the most. Dun talaga ako, yung parang I believe in the values and the mission vision of the company. Actually, when we started using the oils, we were just planning to use it. But then may ang company that they give a lot of freebies, yung ganun. And then ako, because I've experienced a lot of goodness in using the oils, I keep on sharing it. I'm not even selling it. I just shared it to my friends, to my families. I keep on giving samples and stuff. And then pag nagustuhan nila, and then they will just say, "Oh, can I buy some?" So sabi ko, why not? Tapos they have and aside from that, the company has a very good compensation plan as well. I've been to different alam mo na, raketera din ako. I've got a lot of experiences with other companies. I also have other side hustles aside from this business. But sabi ko nga, at this time of this, the panahon ngayon sa pandemic, this is a pandemic-proof business. My other businesses hindi mag-work kasi like I have a travel and tourist business but wala tayong travel. And then my other businesses as well. So, sabi ko nga, this is the most, parang ito yung pinakakailangan natin ngayon kasi we need to keep our immune system up, and then we also need to keep ourselves, health and wellness is really a big, these days.
Yeah.
So,
Alam
yun.
mo ako. So, Kitty, dito ba sa pagiging essential oil specialist mo, are you also building teams or do people just call you, contact you direct if they want to buy the essential oils from you? Marami na kasi ako na-interview ng mga online selling, direct selling business, to give others an idea. But in your case, just in case may mga interested sa essential oils, how do they become a part of this? Is it only in Australia or meron ba dito sa New Zealand? Available ba to sa Philippines? I know it's from the US, but how is the network allowing people to be a part of the doTERRA family?
Yeah, so this is how, because this is an global siya, no? So we have may office tayo sa Philippines, we also have sa New Zealand. And then the good thing is like once, because we call ourselves wellness advocate. So if you're a wellness advocate, you will have your own personalized website. And so if people are interested, they could go to, like if they want to order, they could go to my website. And then also if they want to become a wellness advocate like me, I could train them. We give full support, we give training. We also have a good team leader. Actually, my team leader is in the Philippines, the friend who invited me. But then I get this support as well from our US leader. So yung leader namin from the US, they're really supportive as well. And then we have may mga, we have, if anyone is interested, we also have wellness lifestyle presentations. And you can join. I do it usually every Thursdays and Mondays. If you're interested, kasi depende sa time. Like I have friends in New Zealand, so I have a different time for presentation there, and then Philippines as well. And then Yeah, I also have friends in the US and Canada, so it depends. So if anyone is interested, just feel free to contact me, or you can go to our Facebook page. We have our Facebook page, Amazing Oil Wonders, and you can check it out. We get lots of information there, or mga DIY tips. You can actually, the amazing thing with this is you can actually do your own. Now we're using the essential oils, making our own cleaner at home, mga gargle toothpaste, ganyan. So, especially ngayon na we had, meron akong sa teeth ko, sa gums ko, but wala yung dentist ko. Close over yung sa lockdown.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I use my essential oils and it's amazing.
Kaya nga, alam mo, Kitty, naniniwala ako sa sinabi mo kanina. I heard you say this business is suitable sa panahon ng pandemic because it's a wellness kind of product. You can even do it from home through the use of technology, ang mga presentations mo online. You use the website to track orders and for people to get to know you. So it seems that very, very promising siya. So yung mga viewers and listeners natin who might be thinking of a business like what Kitty has, and you don't necessarily need to be a nurse to understand essential oils. Sabi nga ni Kitty, there will be lots of training available for you. Kitty is available to help you. So there's a lot of support. Kitty, I really wanted to continue our conversation. Ang dami ko pang tanong about essential oils. Pero sabi mo nga, people can reach out to you if they need more information, and I have to close the program na rin. So I really wish to thank you for your time. But before I let you go, do you have any message or anything you want to share as your final message or advice to everyone who's listening to us? Even for people who are planning to go to New Zealand, becoming a nurse, or maybe just to become a future essential oil specialist then. What can you tell them?
For me, no, we just have to be open-minded to all the possibilities because we have, kumbaga, kung si Lord namimigay ng blessings, the gift is already there for you. It's up to you if you're ready to receive the gift. So for me, you have to be adaptable to change. So, wag kayong matakot pag may mga ma-change sa sa work, or like you just have to take the risk, and then the best thing to do is to start now. Wag kayong magpabukas-bukas pa because we don't know if tomorrow might not come. So,
At saka, i-share mo sa kanila yung favorite quote mo, Kitty, as your final word of advice. Diba ang quote?
Final. Yeah. Okay, so my favorite ko is that, so, be the change that you want the world to be. So, like for me, I want the world to be a healthy, happy, place. So, I'm starting it with myself and my family.
Nag-resonate sa akin yan. I really, really love it. So, thank you very much, Kitty. And
thank you.
To everyone naman, if you have any story or any topics that you wish for me to take up in our future show, please reach out to me using my podcast Gmail that you can locate in the show notes below. Samu't Sari is a member of the GUERRILLA Podcast Syndicate for Australia and the Philippines. You can also reach out to me via my Twitter, my Facebook page, and obviously through my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also support the other GUERRILLA Podcast Syndicate shows. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
If you find value in this episode, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of new releases. If you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out to GUERRILLA Podcast or send us an email at mimi@dinosocial.com. Spread the word and don't forget to tune in next time.